this is gonna be a good podcast. I'm really excited.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, there's so many things we can ask you, and we're going to try to narrow it down to a couple, but I just want to touch on this event first, because it's the most recent in my mind. You and Jack did a phenomenal job as hosts. The D'Amelio family, you gave away $300,000 for them to now give to all their followers and their subscribers, and it was something unlike anything I've seen before, right? Because you had the rock, paper, scissors. I was so honored that you invited me, and I was a part of that, and to come out here and actually see your team in action and see you how you prepare, how the product actually ends up being delivered, and how you interact with your audience. It's just something that I'm a really big fan of. So I'm curious, like, in your mind, where the idea for Create a Game started and where you think it can go. And I know that's an ambiguous question.
Yeah, no, I got you. So definitely where it started was, it almost just blew my mind that no one is just getting a bunch of creators together to do stuff. So it started with, we flew some creators down for some Last League video, and that went well. And so then I decided to put 10 YouTubers in a giant circle, and in the Last League it got 100 grand, and that went well. So then we decided to do the Battle Royale video, where we flew down 32 YouTubers, put balloons above their head, and, you know, last YouTuber with their balloon popped won 100 grand.
That was crazy.
Yeah, and that one did really well. And so we saw that, like, people love these videos where we got a lot of their favorite creators together. And it's just like, how is no one else doing this? And so naturally we're just like, hey, YouTube, you know, what if we got them together to have a big Rock, Paper, Scissors tournament? And honestly, that one did well, but I wasn't the biggest fan of that. It was a little repetitive, honestly. After you watch like 10 games, you kind of like, you know, you just throw a rock, paper, scissors. But this one, I was really happy with. I loved the trivia. I loved just how different it was. How it wasn't just the same thing over and over. And if you look at the chart of the live viewers, I mean, it was pretty flat most of the time. So I'm really happy with it.
I mean, it peaked over 1 million viewers.
I know.
Which is just unbelievable. I think the previous record was over 800,000 for a YouTube original. So that alone is just like an accomplishment beyond
I'm so
itself.
happy. I know. That's so cool.
I mean, when you hold these events, I mean, you quite literally take over the internet. I mean, I can't even imagine what a feeling that must be for you.
We just finished, not even, like 30 minutes ago. And
yeah, we got them quick. We were like, all right, we're going to get
hot off the press. Hot off the press.
I mean, I'm smiling a lot. I'm really happy. Like, I was just tweeting, like, you know, I'm really happy when I put, like, multiple hearts in a tweet or something like that. But, yeah, no, I'm just really happy.
No, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I was not expecting the day to go the way that it did.
I wasn't either. I'm a pessimist, so I thought, like, it was going to be cringe. I was like, this sucks. No one cares about trivia. And then, like, after we did a few creators and we asked some questions, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Well, the fact that it was the closest number wins, that there was more of an opportunity where, like, those wild guesses could happen.
Yeah.
It was, like, really good trivia where if you had smarts, you could do well, but there was also good balance. Like, hey, if you're a good guesser, you got luck on your side.
And there was good, is this cake or not cake?
Yeah, like things like that, like are something that everyone can really resonate with, and it gave really everyone a chance that was in it. So, and I think Dixie popped off. I mean, what did you think about the D'Amelio family?
Blew my mind with that one where it was Dixie D'Amelio versus Matt. A question came up like, list as many numbers in pi as you know, like 3.14 blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, Matt got it. Like this is Matt Pat in a question summarized. And then I just see Dixie just pick up her board. She's just going, shh. I'm like, no way. I was like, she's just writing random numbers. There's no way she's about to get this right. And then she got like one letter more, or one number more than Matt. I still can't believe that.
I'm telling you, man, fresh out of high school. Like, that's what it's got to be. You know, like, they blew up so quickly because of TikTok. Obviously, they're doing so much more now. You can see that their family is very business focused and business minded, but they're so young. I mean, she was probably in math class a year ago going over these things in some of this, like, history and geography.
How old's Dixie? She has to be 20-something. There's no way. Is she 19?
Oh, I thought her...
Charlie's 16.
Oh, I thought her and Charlie were twins.
No,
she's older than Charlie, but I don't think she...
Oh, they look so similar.
I don't think she's...
That's my fault.
I don't think she's over 21.
I would be surprised.
Let's see.
I thought they were twins. I'm minded.
Yeah, she's 19. Yeah. Okay. I mean, so close enough. But yeah.
If
I was like, I don't feel like Nate Chai is in the right range.
If they come to you and are like, hey, we're going to get your $300,000 giveaway, what is the best way we can do this video? Because I feel like they're really trying to learn the YouTube space and build that one. Would you give it peace?
Yeah, I don't want to say anything to them or put down what they're doing. I mean, as long as... Yeah, no, but whatever I say, people are going to be like, oh, well, then you should go with YouTube. Like, yeah, just whatever's on brand and like creative enough and cool, you know. Like if they just want to give 30 people 10 grand, that's cool, you know.
All right, well, I have a ton of other questions.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's much more here than the
I
original.
have to do this and thank Cash App because we love them so much. We even brought. It's not the money that you use, but we gotta use it somehow, right? This show is brought to you by Cash App. If you don't use Cash App, then fuck. I honestly shouldn't use paper anymore. How many times I do this ad read? If you aren't following Cash App on Twitch, you are missing out on a load of opportunities to get free cash. Cash App hosts free cash giveaways all the time on their Twitch channel, so be sure to stay up to date for when they go live with some great content around gaming and free cash. You may even see some of your favorite 100 Thieves creators up there. Twitch.tv/Cash App is where it is at. Finally, we are starting working with Cash App to support the Gamers Outreach Foundation. Oh, Cash App is going to fuck that. Now when you sign up for Cash App and use promo code THIEVES, THIEVES, that is THIEVES, not only will you see $10, but Cash App will also donate $10
No way.
to Gamers Outreach.
Gamers Outreach.
Which is a foundation that creates gaming cards for children so they can play video games when they're dealing with treatment in hospitals. So remember, use code THIEVES to download Cash App from the App Store or Google Play today. No read, I am not cutting that from the video, so don't even ask. Let's keep the show on the road. We got Mr. Beast for 45 more minutes.
Well, I have a question.
We gotta press him with everything, and I mean everything.
All right.
Hit me.
What do you think about Among Us?
Love it. We've done like 4 videos that have got 20 million views each.
Do you think it's here to stay?
Oh, snap. All right, wait. I don't want to be quoted in like 6 months. And like, then, oh, Mr. Beast doesn't know what he's doing. He thought Among Us would die. My verdict is, what is here to stay? Like, are you talking, is it still pulling like crazy views or average?
Is it going to do a Fall Guys? What Fall Guys did?
I don't think it's going to do a, so here's Fall Guys, up, down. I think Among Us is up, down, level off like halfway. And then fall. That's way further down.
So my career's not dead.
No. I think you'll keep pulling views for a few more months.
That's all I need, and then on to the next one.
Guess what? The best part about it, bro, Q4 monetization.
There you go. It should last you until the end of the year. That's my
For anyone
prediction.
that doesn't know, this is the best time of year. I mean, it's like this came early in October because around Q4, that's when all the brands are spending their big dollars in marketing budgets, and that's when CPMs on YouTube, and that's where everybody cashes in. So it was really great for me for a long time when I was like a primarily Call of Duty creator because
the game came out,
Call of Duty came out at the same time every year, and for like iJustine, iPhone came out in September, so all the major viewership was just in Q4.
Well, a lot of that correlates because Q4 ad rates are higher because that's when people buy products. So that's when companies also drop the product. So a lot of people share that same experience.
You're clearly like a very intelligent, right? I mean, you probably have a lot of young kids.
I would just say, when it comes to YouTube, I would say I am. But anything else, average.
Well, I think you're selling yourself short, doing yourself disservice, and I know you're humble, and that's one of the things that I think resonates with me the most. It's like last night, Jimmy drove us back to our hotel, and all of his boys stayed and played basketball. Like that's, I was like shocked because if I we were talking about in the hotel, I'm like, if I were Jimmy, I would have said, one of you motherfuckers take them home, or call an Uber, or my manager's gonna do it. And I like, for me, it's like those are the small things, right? And I was just. That for me was incredible. So,
or maybe I knew you were just going to talk about it on the podcast. So. I'm kidding.
That's meta. What I'm getting at is that you're clearly very smart, and I don't think anybody really understands how much diligence and how much work you do behind the scenes, right? Because it's one thing to have a really good idea. It's another thing to optimize it to the algorithm for YouTube and really understand the data and your analytics. And so I think for people at home, they get to see this finished product. But in my mind, and something that Jack talks about a lot, I'm curious, how much time when you have an idea till it's executed and uploaded do you spend on everything else except for the actual film of the video?
Yeah, well, so to unpack that a little bit, yes, we purposely tried to, or I purposely tried to make the videos seem a lot simpler than they are. I think that's part of the coolness of the videos, the mystery. Like, how can I give someone 100 grand? And then just like a lot of people, if they gave away 100 grand, they make a huge deal about it. But sometimes we're just like, yeah, here's 100 grand. Like, thanks for watching, bye. And I think like, doing it that way makes it more fun and just more interesting, especially when we like play it off, or if we go in a store and buy everything in the store and then we're like, yep, we did it, so I like to keep a little bit of it mysterious because I think that's what people enjoy. But I mean, unfathomable amounts of time. I mean, I don't even know how to answer that question. Outside of just filming, I mean, we brainstorm video ideas, I mean, relentlessly, hours every day. We spend hours, you know, just doing everything. I don't even know, like, my whole life, since I was 13, there probably hasn't been a single hour that's gone by that I've been awake where I haven't thought about YouTube. Like, that is pretty close to being accurate. And, I mean, I just literally wake up, work, go to bed. If I work, I mean, like, create videos or set up videos or think of videos or perfect or study the algorithm, whatever it is. That's basically just what I do.
So I guess really hone in on it more because you're right. It was a little bit of a broad question. Say there's another YouTuber like me, right? I've found success in my career, and I've had stints where I do really well. Not in comparison to you. It's not the same impact. If you were in my shoes, or you could tell me one thing that I should be focused on or doing better, what would it be?
I'll give you a power cell.
I mean, literally, I'm gonna pull up your channel and I will do this.
Okay.
Which one? Nate Shot?
Hey.
Is the Nate Shot channel?
Yeah, just Nate Shot. 100 Thieves take notes. Well, don't talk about my uploads because it's not that
Yeah,
consistent.
Well, I mean, I don't upload that much. Sometimes I go months upload.
That was my excuse, and I don't really got one.
If you miss 20 pounds of good
I've been
fish,
waiting.
Thumbnail
then
consistency.
I'm gonna take me
I mean, like,
from you.
I've been waiting for
They're
this
poisonous
day for
eels
years.
in this
And
river.
it's not. It doesn't come off the tongue as easy
Even
video from 2
one
weeks
of them
ago.
boogers.
The thumbnail's just
And
your
you'll
face with
poison
your
the whole
hand. I don't
darn
really know
catch.
what you're going for, so just out the bat from the click as a viewer, I'm not really enticed. I'm more confused, which is something a lot of people mistake. Like, confusion doesn't make people want to click sometimes. Like, people.
See, that's what I always thought that was my claim to fame, but now I think I need to rethink my entire
I've heard
life.
so many people say that. It's like, so they'll purposely like make a title like a little vague or confusing, and like thinking like, oh, the viewer's gonna click to want clarification, but more often than not, they just the video below it is just an accurate, not confusing, good video, and they just fucking click that one. You know what I mean? So that one, the clickbait doesn't really draw me in. Friday my dad with a $10,000 vacation. That one, the title is good, and I mean, like, clickbait's relative, because one thing though is like, if someone enjoys your previous video, that also determines your CTR on your next video, because if they had a good experience, then they'll click on the next one. If they had a bad experience, doesn't matter how your clickbait is, they're not going to watch the next one. So, I mean, like, what's the retention like on these videos? Is it about 50%?
I haven't looked at my analytics in 3 years.
Explain that. I'm willing to bet like the retention isn't as high because like that one, the clickbait's fine.
All right. Don't turn my light down.
Okay, all right.
I'm so self-conscious now. I've never felt
mean, what I would
self-conscious
do-
about my YouTube channel until now. I more broadly, I guess, so that you don't.
No, I got
So
you.
I don't like sit in the corner and cry tonight about my lack of responsibility and
pounds of fish.
like for creators that haven't reached the size that you
Here's
have.
the power
Yeah.
cell I got.
It's just data.
In general, find something you like because you have to like it. It's gonna take many years. Step one, that. Step two, well, I guess let me digress. It doesn't have to take many years, but it depends. Like, if you're not naturally entertaining like most people like me, and I'm sure you guys took a while to find your group, it's gonna take a while. There are some people that are just really funny. Like, it comes easy. But so if you're not doing something that's just inherently fun to you, you're just quit. Just give up. Like, you gotta at least semi-enjoy what you're doing, or you're gonna quit long before it gets to the point where it brings in money or whatever else could be driving you. So find what you love, and then I would just hyper obsess. Make sure no one doing what you're doing is doing it better. Make sure the videos are as good as possible. I mean, there's a million little tips I could give you.
Dude, you've got, I know. You just got a motor that just doesn't
Yeah,
stop,
well, like
man.
one thing
Good for
is
you.
like a lot of people though, they underestimate effort in videos. They think things are a lot more basic than they are, but like even if it's like halfway in a video, if there's just a 10-second clip that took you like 20 hours to film, like people recognize that. And then like that is one thing that a lot of people undervalue is like viewers aren't stupid. They can tell when you half ASS, I don't know if I'm allowed to curse, a video, or if you like really, all right, there you go, half-ass a video, or if you like really put in effort, and like if they can tell you're putting in a lot of effort, then they're going to be more likely to click on future videos, and that snowballs. And because once you build that trust, they get to a point where it doesn't matter what you upload. They just know it's high effort, and they just know it's great, and they're just conditioned just to watch because you have a good track record.
God damn. Send me your stool, man. Shit. Hold up. Hey, Jackson, you taking notes over there? You really are taking notes.
Writing it down.
One of the co-founders of 100 Thieves is taking notes right now. Jimmy, I feel like you're putting on a clinic.
I mean, this is what I do for fun. I literally like 2 days ago was in a mastermind with like 10 small YouTubers. And I was like, ask me anything. And like, it's funny because like one of them would ask me a question, and sometimes I would just wait and I'd see what the other people say. And I'm like, yeah, that's what you would think. And I'm like, but that's completely wrong. And that's why most people don't know what they're doing.
How many videos did you upload when COVID first started? From the span of February until, I would say, now, how many videos in comparison to what you did?
Before, so COVID at the start really hurt us because like testing wasn't a thing and no one really knew, like no one even knew if a mask did anything back then. And so, I mean, literally what we did, I don't even think I ever said it publicly, is we actually had all the boys move in with me. So for like a few weeks, Chris's wife, our cameraman, all our directors, logistics, they're not enough logistics, but we literally lived together. We had like 2 houses side by side, and like we were just crammed in houses. So then we had all our stuff dropped off and sanitized before we opened the door. So there was no way for us to get COVID. And then so we literally quarantined together so we could keep filming. And then as testing became more predominant, like we held off a lot at first because there was limited testing too, and we didn't want to take up a bunch of the tests. But once testing, there was plenty of tests to go around. Now we just test people super frequently.
Yeah, I guess from a business perspective, that was where my question was derived from. It's like, how much money do you think that you lost?
Definitely, because ad revenue plummeted. No, but millions, yeah, because ad revenue plummeted.
Yes,
and also, like, we had videos in the works that we couldn't upload, and that was brutal. And we had projects that were halfway done that we couldn't finish, but we already paid for. It was like, literally, it was the worst thing that could have ever happened to me. It was brutal, very brutal.
How much money do you have?
$1.
I got you. I asked you.
I was going to ask you
$100.
What's the most money you've ever spent on one video?
Ooh, that is a fun one.
You invest in all your content. I know that from everything I've heard, it's like all the money that you make, like
goes back into it.
Literally goes back into it.
Actually, like literally at the end of 2019, our cash flow was low. We had to borrow a little bit of money to keep filming. He's laughing.
That's the definition of an entrepreneur.
I mean, we go hard. We definitely dump it all back in. I'm not afraid. But I'd say the most we spent was probably $1.2 million. Because we did last day can off $1 million keeps it, so the winner got $1 million. And then we gave second place 30 grand, third place 20 grand, fourth place 10 grand. No, so and then it also cost like 40 grand to set up. Yeah, like $1.1 million.
Do you have a financial manager?
Oh, of course. Yeah, we have like.
Was it like an episode? Was it like the movie Wolf of Wall Street where his dad walks in and it's like,
Dude, you would be surprised. Like when I first started, when we first started scaling up way smaller, my mom and I would fight all the time. She thought I was crazy. I would have like $40,000 in my bank account. Like we were just starting to get a little bit of money after just scraping the barrel, like all the time. And like we would finally after all these years, we had a little bit of money. I'm like, yeah, I want to spend it all on a video. I want to give my 3 million subscriber 3 million pennies. But because you have to buy the pennies and transportation, it was actually like 45 grand. So it's like I want to spend basically like 90% of my money on a video. My mom was like, no. I'm like, nah, go on. And I'm like, we fought so much back in the day.
you're a YouTube genius, it's clear.
Yeah, well, I basically went all in, very, like a ton of dimes on my channel, and I was very confident after doing the research for many, many years that it worked out.
Last question I have real quick on this, because I know I've said I want to get in here. I'm going to give you a hypothetical. You just told me you spent $1.2 million. I'm going to put you on the spot. On one video, of course. If I gave you $100 million tomorrow, and in the next 10 seconds, what is the craziest idea that you could spend it all on?
Guaranteed. I would go buy a private island, put YouTubers on it, and I'd tell them whoever survives for the longest gets it.
That survives the longest?
I would probably do another Battle Royale one. Honestly, I would really think of something more creative than just putting balloons over their head and last to get popped, because if it's $100 million, like, I mean, yeah, we'd probably, like, just put them there and say, whoever real Hunger Games. I mean, that would be the next step. I just don't know if that's... I mean, if there's waivers that cover death...
We just go to international waters, and we create an artificial...
We can find that out there.
If we can find the legal loopholes. I'm kidding. So, I have to say I'm kidding because I do weird enough stuff where someone might think I'd actually do it. I don't know.
Cash App, I just found your next project.
If you give me $100 million just to invest in the sections, I mean, I could go buy channels and just optimize them and invest in me. I mean, if you were down, yeah. You intros sometimes are a little long, and I can find some ways to help the retention a little bit.
Swap. Cut those intros out. I gotta talk about it.
Sometimes you literally sit there and talk for a minute. I always like mean to text you, but I always forget. Literally, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And why do you do that? That has to be horrible for retention.
Brother, my
Shorter intros.
self-confidence is an all-time.
Intros.
Well, just
Not only Jack with like 1 million views a video right now,
he could be doing like 4 if he like optimized.
Help me!
I am.
That's what. All right. Well, I actually meant to be. I meant to tell you.
can I get a
for
hand or
today's stream.
something, goddamn?
My payment for today's stream, and I need this on video. Is that like, can I be in some of your Among Us videos?
Of course. Yeah.
Well, hold on, let me slide in here. I'm good at Among Us.
Just let the boys know. Let's invite Church to the next one. I'm down.
Thank you. No, but speaking of that, today we brought up on how crazy the show was, how we had the vote back in.
Yeah.
And Dream's simp army came on through.
They are insane.
And,
Yeah.
Like, I want to hear your opinion on, like, because there's now creators that are hitting like hyper levels, like K-pop levels of engagement. Like, we've seen Dream, Tommy in it, Satnap, George, that whole group, the Dream server. It's now like even Carl now from it is
Yeah, he's
getting
killing it. I'm really happy for him.
I don't know how much you've seen of Corpse. The guy Corpse who's been playing Among Us with
Oh
like,
yeah, actually, I only know him because Carl replies to his tweets.
yeah, so these guys they have 400,000 followers on Twitter and tweet and get 200,000 likes. Like,
Yeah, it's insane.
what do you think about Dream? These guys with these crazy art, like, what comes to your head?
Well, I personally, like, when Dream was not, like, because he's pulling over 100 million views a month. I think when he was on, like, 40 or 50, like, I just met him. Gosh, I don't remember how we met, but we ended up talking, and I knew right after talking to Dream for, like, 20, 30 minutes, like, he was going to be a big YouTuber. Like, I remember I called Reed, I was like, you need to get to know Dream. That was literally one of the first things I did. I was like, there's very few creators that I can have intelligent conversations with and, like, genuinely, like, enjoy it. And I was like, Dream is one of them. Like, he gets programming, he understands like how to make a good video, and he just kind of like gets it. And I was like, Reed, he gets it. I was like so excited, because I have like these few YouTubers that I talk to constantly, and I was so no, I had a really good feeling that he'd be big. And then one thing is they just are, I don't know, they're really good at just being themselves, which is cool. I think a lot of people like the authenticity. Like they don't try to start drama. They don't fake stuff like a lot of previous big groups. Like they're just them. They're playing this game that's really popular. They're really goofy and weird.
They love Minecraft. They love goofing around with their friends. They love the storylines of it. Like, you watch their videos, you get that right away.
And so it's kind of just like perfect culmination. Like Minecraft made a rebound. They're all just being genuine themselves, and like they get how to be entertaining. It's literally just like if you made a perfect potion, like that squad is what it is. So I think the cult-like following is a result of that, obviously. Like,
is there a way to does cult-like following just happen, or is there a way to push it to happen, or is it just like
no, you definitely can't make it. That's one thing. Like you can tell when people try too hard. Like it's just, and that's the beauty of it. It's just natural and organic. Like none of them are really like forcing it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, it is.
I think it's unbelievable. Me and Hector used to talk about this a lot. It's like, and we were talking about this in like 2013. Now it's 2020. It's like before today, I had never even heard of it. Really? I don't mean that disrespectfully. Wow. Maybe I'm not on YouTube enough, but it seems like every day there is a creator that just popped up out of nowhere that has millions and millions of subscribers. I'm like, holy.
A little bit. But the thing is, like, Dream has been one of the fastest growing YouTubers like the last like 3 months in a row. Like, so it's like if you look at like the top 10 most subscribed channels like every week, like that's how you can tell the ones that are really blowing up. Honestly, the last like so far this year, Dream's really been the only one that's been up there consistently, outside of obviously us and like normal people. So no, I would say the opposite. I would say less people are blowing up than before, because I mean if you just look at the top charts and like the people coming up, it's really not that many new people outside like Dream, and then there's the people that surround him in that group. But outside of them, like at least in our world, like the more gaming and just meme side of YouTube, like I don't see too many people blowing up at the moment.
Really quick, because we have many more things to talk about. I want to make sure we show love to.
We got time before. Oh no, you're good.
Another one of our proud sponsors,
Which gave me a black card. Thank you. Still use it.
Hey, we love you, Chipotle. That's Matt. Can you want me to do your part?
Yeah, just hey, man, you got it.
Love that. Shout out to everyone at Chipotle. As you guys know, we absolutely love Chipotle. Especially bringing back carne asada. If your favorite order is a burrito, bowl, or tacos, definitely give it a try, as it's available for a limited time at Chipotle.com or on the Chipotle app with a $1 delivery fee right now. Matt's been adding carne asada tacos to his chicken bowl order.
That's a fact.
Wait,
loving it.
so you give me the order?
So I get a double chicken burrito bowl with brown rice, cheese and lettuce with green salsa, and then I'll do 2 carne asada tacos with brown rice, cheese, lettuce, and salsa.
On the side.
With chips and then 2 bottles of
Man,
water.
I just get carnitas, chicken, steak, and cheese. I just get all the meats with a little bit of cheese. Perfect. Oh, well, of course, with white rice, obviously.
Yes, but don't switch to brown rice. It's a slow burning carb.
Okay. But the white rice tastes good.
The Chipotle carne asada really is amazing. Tender steak, spices, lime and cilantro.
Dude, the chicken is always spicy.
We love Chipotle, and we're excited to share will be announcing something really incredible with them soon. You don't want to miss it. They're literally fighting over how good Chipotle is. Yeah.
I want to talk about Jimmy.
Did it?
What stresses you out
What
the most?
stress? So, well, here's one thing.
is your
One thing, real quick,
biggest
when I yawn, my eyes get watery. I want you to know I'm not crying right now.
Okay, man, you can be
They're probably,
If
you
I
might,
were you, I'd be crying right now, tears of joy.
yes, a little bit, but it's the weirdest thing when I yawn. I just like a tear usually comes out of my eye, and people always think I'm sad. Anyways, now I got that out of the way. So what about Jimmy?
What stresses you out the most every single day?
Oh God. What does it?
Besides work, like what is your biggest fear? And I know that might be the most cliche question, but it's like everybody gets to see happy Jimmy. Everybody gets to see this man Jimmy that's giving away money and cars and a new life for some people.
Yeah.
What?
Dream, or not dream, greed. Could you help me answer that one? That's a deep one. Not biggest fear, just more like what are things that what are things I struggle with outside of YouTube?
He's not mic'd up.
All right, fine. I would say honestly, my biggest struggle is because this is what it's been. Oh yeah. Oh, above me. Yeah. The biggest struggle for most of my life has been finding people that are as passionate about YouTube as me. Just to be honest, when I was younger, like I thought I was a massive weirdo. And like I was super shy, and a big part of why I was shy is because all I wanted to talk about, all I could talk about was YouTube. When people would always tell me all the time, they'd be like, "You're too obsessed." They'd be like, "There's things other than YouTube," and like a lot of people would just make fun of me because they were like, "Why the hell do you care so much about YouTube?" I'd be like, literally, I'm 15. I'm like quoting stats about YouTube. I'm like, "All right, this is how you do it. I want to be a YouTuber." And then literally, I would just 10 times a day, I would just say to the same person, "I really want to be a YouTuber." And they'd be like, "I fucking get it. Anything else, Jimmy?" I'm like, "No, I just want to be a YouTuber." And like that, so I did that for a while, but it was like around when I was 16, 17. I thought like no one gave a fuck, and like it's weird because it's like when you're so hyper passionate about something and like no one around you is, you just feel like a giant outcast. Like I hate like cartoons, but I forced myself to watch cartoons just so I could kind of like fit in a little bit more. Or I watch things that I just didn't care about so I could relate to other people. Then I was just miserable, and it's weird. It's really weird. But like if you can't relate to literally anyone in your surroundings, and you just think you think something's wrong with you, but then it was like when I was around 18, I started to meet other YouTubers that were like equally as obsessed, and that was when things changed a lot for me. Because then I realized like I'm not like, all right, I might be weird, but there are other people like me. Just because I'm super passionate about something doesn't mean like I'm stupid or it just I'm not gonna get along with those people. And like once I made that realization, I just started spending literally 12 to 15 hours a day talking to other smart YouTubers as opposed to just average normal people that made me feel uncomfortable for how obsessed I was with YouTube. Like that was when everything changed for me.
You know, you mentioned that's a great question. I love what Matt said, bringing up the difference between Jimmy and Mr. Beast. You and I have both now been in a relationship with.
A relationship?
Sorry. You've had a girlfriend named Maddie for a little over a year. I've had a girlfriend named Maddie for a little over for a year. They are both cover-ups. You know, people don't know what happens with these kids. But
I'm not your mom.
for you, you know, is she your first ever real serious girlfriend?
Oh, definitely.
And same for me. How has that been for you? Because I know I had a fear of getting into a serious relationship while I was trying to run my life.
Yeah, and thinking like your business would fall off and stuff.
How has that been for you? Because I think we haven't really got to talk about it.
Well, she's great because she likes social media, and she's also very understanding. Like she knows like sometimes I just gotta film for 2 or 3 days, or like that's one problem I've always had. Is like when I'm in the zone, I'm just kind of like in the zone. I just want to focus on work, and like she gets that, and so that's one thing I like about it. like about her. I mean,
What's a favorite memory you guys have together?
Oh, favorite memory? It's hard to boil them down. Like, I don't know.
Or your favorite part about her?
I'm
giving you brownie
Yeah,
points.
I know you are. All right, here, because she's insanely beautiful, which she is. Like, it's freaking crazy. And no, I just, my favorite thing is that she doesn't take things super serious. Like, she's able to just be goofy and make me laugh. And my biggest worry is, like, I was worried we wouldn't really get along well long term because she doesn't do YouTube.
really
And
are
like
the
I said
best.
before, I'm like so hyper
this power
passionate
cell.
about it. But
I won't need it
oddly
now
enough,
that I have
like
my
we
inspiration
laugh, we chat and get along. And like that was one of the things I was most surprised. Like, could I actually date someone who doesn't like YouTube when that's all I think about 99% of the time, you know? But yeah, it worked out great.
You said your mom never understood that you were investing so much money into your videos.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of my mom not understanding why I was spending so many hours on this game and why I was like traveling to these events. And maybe you've talked about it in the past, but I don't know, so I'm curious. Are you close with your mom?
Oh yeah, no, we're super close.
You actually got those
My
free
mom,
bags back
she's
into
the one I'm the
Now I
close
can
with. Also,
sleep
my
in
brother, my
peace.
sister,
Take this
but
power
yeah,
cell,
like
you're trouble.
it's weird because like everything I make fun of her for, is because she was doing things out of love. Like she technically kicked me out of the house because I didn't want to go to college, but it's because she wanted me to be successful. She didn't want me to end up working a minimum wage job. So like it's funny because like when she's stern, like she's my mom, and it's kind of like borderline cute because I know where it's coming from. But yeah, all throughout high school, like we constantly fought. My grades were terrible, and I was just like, I want to make YouTube videos. And she's like, cool, that doesn't make money, and I'm like, it will. And like that was literally us all of high school. Me saying I'm going to make money doing YouTube, and her being like, that's cool, but until you do, you kind of gotta figure out something else, right? And so that was basically, up until the last 2 years, that was like a big part of our relationship. Me just hyper-focused wanting to do YouTube, and her just wanting to make sure I don't end up working at McDonald's.
So, you completely switch gears, and I love that for you. And because I have a great relationship with my dad, and there's nothing better.
Yeah.
And I was in the same place where my mom and my dad pushed me to go the traditional route, but that's because they were word for me. So I love that. But whenever I hear you say something, it just spins into another question.
Good.
So you're obviously, we said at the beginning, you've been breaking barriers and transcending like the platform. And I know you don't like to hear it, but you have.
Thank you.
Right? And so we had a fun conversation about TikTok, whether you do it at some time in the future. The D'Amelio family just won the second Creator Games, and it's just a completely different world.
It
right?
is, yeah.
What are your thoughts on just all these stars like Addison Rae, like the D'Amelio family, like the High House, and all, just individuals that have just seemingly come out of nowhere,
Huge.
and their following and how they got there, and just your overall perception of like, right, you have binaries, you have YouTubers, you have Instagram models, and then you have TikTok.
Great! You
Do
have
you
the
respect
20
it?
cells
Are you
needed
a
to
fan?
power
Of
my
course.
heat
Well,
shield.
so
Now be
there's
careful.
always
The
people
shield will only
in
protect
history
you
who
so
like you
much
look
till it
back on, you're like, oh, that was
500
obvious,
degrees.
like
So try
that was
to
going to be
cool.
successful, but
Flying
like
over
at the
open
time,
lava will
it's not
definitely
as
heat
obvious.
you
And
up
I
fast.
think these
Hit
TikTok,
500
like a lot of people
degrees
think these
and it's
TikTokers are just going to go up and then down,
over.
but I
Like
don't
burning
think that's the
molten
case.
metal
Like I do think they're
The
here to
fire
stay
can
for the
get
most
pretty
part.
hot.
Like a lot
So
of
keep a
viners,
lookout
not
for
all
jumps
of
to
them,
keep
right?
you
Not
off
the
the
ones
hot
with a
ground.
million followers, but the
I've
ones that
also
are
released
big
several
TikTokers,
blue
like
cooling balloons
their
you can
names
use
are
to
out
drop
there.
the
They've
shield's temperature
diversified their
quickly.
followings to Instagram
Oh,
and
when you
quite a
get
bit of them
across,
to YouTube
don't
now as
forget to
well.
activate the
Not as
teleport
much,
gate
but
in the
it's
Blue
relatively.
Sage's lab.
If you
Then
have
we'll be
20
able to
million TikTok
teleport
followers,
over
yeah,
and
you might
meet
only
you.
have like
Good
3
luck.
million on your YouTube. That's still more than a lot of YouTube. And then, yeah, exactly. So like a lot of people like to nitpick the diversity of their following, but it's still like relatively pretty great, especially for how new it all is. I think they're going to be huge. I think they're just getting started. TikTok, just the ability, you can consume so much more content, so much shorter. So you do get to know a lot more creators there. But I feel like, especially with the bigger people on TikTok, like the person themselves almost become a trend on TikTok. Like you don't necessarily get recommended a lot of videos about PewDiePie if you watch like just tons of breaks. You might get one or two, but not like relentlessly. But like if you watch a video or two of Addison, you start to get videos of people, dancing like her or making jokes about her or whatever. And it's like really good at like hitting you with trends around certain people. And I think that's what makes these like megastars so much bigger, because not only is it their platform, but it's like millions of other other accounts literally are like promoting them and making content around them, and all of a sudden that content about them starts going viral, and now they don't even have to do anything to just go viral. You know what I mean?
It's such an insane thing, like to think about with TikTok and how much it's blown up. You just mentioned PewDiePie. First thing I noticed when I walked in is that is your love still as strong as it once was for PewDiePie?
Obviously, yeah. It's great. I appreciate how humble he is. Literally, like he, there's. I'm not gonna say names, but I think you could think of quite a few YouTubers if they were in his position that would just be arrogant and just a giant prick. And I mean,
Well, he's giant now. That motherfucker's shredded.
he's
He's jacked.
He made me just want to act out.
He is. He's insane. I mean, like, as if he wasn't already big enough on YouTube. But I think it's just the fact that he's humble at that big of a size when it'd be very easy to be a prick is why I like him.
I've been waiting to ask my question. Go ahead. You go ahead. I've been talking a lot.
I love it.
I've been talking a lot. I've been talking a lot.
And this is not meant to be at all any sort of disrespect to PewDiePie.
I've been studying
Will you be
the
bigger than
burrowing habits
PewDiePie
of
one
lightning
day?
bolts in the Precursor basin next to our village
we'll
for
see.
years. But
No,
now
no,
those
come on,
awful
don't
I
lightning
want to
bolts
get
have
one
scared the
subscriber
moles to the
behind him.
surface.
Get me there.
And since
We'll
their
see. We'll see what
blindness
happens
bats,
then.
they
I don't
can't
know.
find their
I have a
way back
feeling we'll hit
underground.
100 million.
Do you want to beat
If you could
T-Series?
herd
And
them
then
back into
we'll,
their burrowing tunnels, you might just save
I
their
mean,
lives.
T-Series is about to have more
I've got a power cell that
subscribers than
says
there
you
are
can
people
do
in
it.
America, so I'm not quite sure that's even possible. But
So the goal
I
is
want to
one
get
subscriber
I want to get
behind
one
Maybe for
subscriber
2
behind
power
PewDiePie.
cells.
Then I'll
Nice
fly to him
try.
and we'll have a chat.
But
We'll
I
see what
would be willing
happens.
to part with another power cell.
All right, there it
Let's
is.
start off
Find
with
me
that.
90
I want you to be
precursor
Shark
orbs for
Tank
my
right now. You've
research
ever watched
group.
Shark Tank?
Fair
If
enough.
people pitch companies.
Of course, yeah.
I have an idea for a video that I just thought of.
Oh, you
Is it
have
with
the
YouTube channels?
orbs.
It's with you.
Here's a power cell
It's
we
with
agreed
money and it's
upon.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
And if you like the idea, we have to have a serious conversation about you doing it along with Her Deeds. We'll fund the whole thing.
We already have a Shark Tank idea, but
Not,
let's see.
no, not
Let's
Shark
see.
Tank. I
Let's
want,
see.
no, I want you to be Mark Cuban for me right now.
Yeah. Hit me.
And you can even take the idea.
no,
What
Maybe
is
you've
it?
even thought about it before. I'm
All
sure
right,
you
what
have.
is it? What is it?
I want to do a full on dollar for dollar scavenger hunt that spans the entire country. And maybe at first it could be
How does
state
that have
to
anything to
state.
do with Shark Tank?
No, I wanted you to be Mark Cuban as I
Oh.
pitch you on an idea.
Gotcha.
Sometimes
your
Imagine you
analogies
had
are a little
a
confusing.
United States, like the entire country,
Yeah, we already have the. We got some coming up. Don't worry.
where I hide like $100,000 in some random fucking location in one state or another.
Yep.
Okay.
I can't say anymore because yeah. Yes.
What if
Already in the works.
we kidnap you?
Well, we have security guards out there, so you probably.
What if I kidnapped you and just like brought you to Chipotle?
I mean, I'd be happy because I could get all the meats plus white rice with cheese.
And point again, and I think the button.
This is fun. Keep asking questions.
This is perfect.
Especially YouTube ones. I love YouTube.
Okay.
What is there any YouTuber that you hate? Is there someone that you're like?
It's not worth the energy. I don't even. I'd rather. No. I mean,
Again, I'm not even trying to. Is there just like?
No,
There's like.
it's
Why
just,
the fuck that?
well, it's not even worth focusing on. Even if there was someone I hypothetically hated, who cares? Like, it's better to focus on the positives than like what I can do to better my channel.
For the sake of a clippable clip that we can clickbait, can you say you hate me?
I hate Nate Shot.
Wow, there you go.
I
Well, Mr.
hate
Beast
him.
hates Nate Shot.
He
Clip for the chip.
sucks.
All right. Well,
chip it.
okay. Well, I'll ask you another question about
Yeah.
YouTube. So you know you've done so many things well. There's so many creators that you admire, that you work with, yada yada yada. What is the one tactic that creators use to get viewership aside from like clickbait that they put in their videos? Like for instance, we were talking yesterday, and this is not me slighting like Jarvis or Kay. I know Kay. I've hung out with him. I respect him a ton. And when I was hanging out with him, he went from not uploading on YouTube at all, living in Kay's house, to now doing over 1 million views a video.
Okay.
Like, what do you think about when like Jarvis or Kay makes a video where they're living on like Justin Bieber's property and say, "Oh, I found his cell phone in this lake, and if we get 500,000 likes, we're gonna unlock it and go through this camera roll." Like, what are your thoughts on videos that are clearly
Shade? Is that what you're saying? I mean, like I said, I don't really want to knock them. They got their own thing going on. Look, here's the thing. What I do isn't perfect. Like, there are things you can nitpick, things I probably like aren't as entertaining or this or that. And so it's like, I think it's a dangerous road if I just sit here and start nitpicking other people because, I mean, like, that's kind of hypocritical. I'm not perfect, you know what I mean?
No, so when we talked about it a little last I justify for myself.
Yeah. Who is this almighty righteous God that can deem what content is good or bad? Like, I know some stuff for my taste is not good, not bad, but just in general, there are things I find that I think fucking suck, but someone's watching it, you know what I mean?
Without, because I actually shouldn't even use a specific example, and I'm not trying to get you to
I know
say
you're
something
not.
that I'm looking
Yeah.
for. What I'm saying is, from a broad perspective, what is something that is successful on YouTube that is a bigger trend that you would never touch? What would you never do?
What would I never do? Oh God, that I don't respect. Reed, help me. Throw something out there.
You want a YouTube question? You want
No, this is
you
this
keep
is
track of every YouTube
I'm not
channel
mad.
in the world.
I'm not mad. I like it. Stop provoking. Reed,
what is something you would
throw
never
something
do?
out to inspire me. What's something you think what's something, that I quote unquote say, but I'm not this almighty God that gets to deem what's good or not. But that's the thing, like, if something's getting views, people are watching it, it has good retention, and it might be just for a younger audience, but like, I mean, like, Nickelodeon's successful and people like that, and we would, like, if you go back and watch a lot of the shows you watched when you were younger on Nickelodeon, like, if you were hypercritical, you could say they suck, they're trash by all standards, but you're a kid, and a lot of those quote-unquote shittier channels, like, they are younger, but it's like, that's the thing, like, why, you know what I mean, like, why do we get to determine that kids' content is bad because we're not kids, it's not our demographic?
All right, well, more YouTube then. If
Yeah.
you know the platform better than anybody, you're always talking to YouTube, you have friends at YouTube, you know
Yeah.
people at YouTube. What is one change right now YouTube can make to its platform that would immediately benefit you
Yeah.
or help you grow?
Benefit me? I don't know, but one change I would love to see is I would love to see them speeding up shorts, and so they're competing with TikTok more. I mean, clearly short form content is like the next big thing, but I mean, like they kind of have shorts on YouTube right now, but it's horrible. The experience is horrible, and I know they're working on it. But I would say that like short form content has proven it's massive. People love TikTok, and it's like, but obviously you don't just abandon long form content. Like that's why people love YouTube, and then there's a spot for it. But I really think like they're underserving that community, and I want to see like right
Do
away.
you think they need to move quicker than you move down?
100%. Dude, TikTok's the most downloaded app every single month. Like, people are just growing bigger and bigger. Especially now that's not getting it.
What did you think about David Dobrik completely just quitting vlogging for the first time? And I'm sure he's been uploading, he might be uploading now, I don't know. He took over YouTube with this format of these 4-minute vlogs, comedic relief, and then he just seemingly just switched over to
Vanished,
TikTok.
like the avatar. Well, I don't think it was just that. I've talked to him. Like the reason he stopped or hasn't come back yet is COVID. I mean, his videos are him with a bunch of people, and I mean, he would get ripped apart. Like, why are you with this person? This person was there, and so I don't think he left because of strategy. It's not like he's like, oh, well, if I just go all in on TikTok, I'll be a bigger influencer. It's kind of like he did TikTok for a little bit, and then when he went to come back, COVID was the thing, so he kind of just stayed there. Not because, like, honest answer, obviously, is stupid. Like, he should be making vlogs, but it's just not a possibility for him because of the situation.
All right, another hypothetical.
Yeah.
Say there were competitors in the VOD space like there are in the live streaming.
Yeah.
You have Mixer paying Ninja upwards of $25, $30, so, allegedly. How much would a competitor to YouTube have to pay you to jump ship?
Oh, Reed, you want to help me with that number?
No,
Reed's
I don't want to hear Reed.
I mean,
Reed's a smart guy, but Jimmy, you need to be this beast.
yeah, I know. Well, he's the one who helped me.
Would you consider it?
I mean, they
You
all
also look at it not from a monetization standpoint, like I'm doing this money.
Yeah, I mean,
Mr. Beast.
$250 million, but like no one's paying it out right now. But just with the opportunity we have and everything we have going on, like, it'd have to be a whole large chunk of money. Like we're building out multiple channels. I have more than just Mr. Beast here. So if I can't touch YouTube anymore with the IPs we're gonna be able to spin off and the merch we sell and all the other companies in the future, like that to me is what the opportunity cost is.
Do you have like a number one regretted video you've made? Is there one that you're like, fuck, I wish I never made that one, or you had to delete, or?
No, not really. I mean, every video, even the stupid ones, I've learned something, and that's something I try to make a very big point of, is like, no matter how bad we mess up, we sometimes have to do horrible retention. As long as you learn from it, it's not the end of the world.
That plunger video was a fail, I heard.
Yeah, but see, I learned. You can't climb with plungers, and I gotta do that. That's stupid. You're talking about a video we scrapped where we tried to climb with plungers on the side of a wall. spoiler, you could.
So Cartoons Live goes all out.
Yeah, they did. I know. I thought it was gonna be such a banger, and we had so many plungers on us, and then we just literally couldn't even carry like 10 pounds.
You got a lot. I just can't imagine. How do you sleep? Because
I really struggle. My brain doesn't.
that's what I'm saying. Your brain just must be firing at all cylinders at all times.
It really is. I mean, I will be talking to people, and then like I literally just mid conversation will start daydreaming about YouTube and forget about it. It's a problem. I'm way too obsessed with this, but
What's
it's
the
worked
most?
out.
What's the most money that you made off of one YouTube video in terms of?
Oh gosh, ad revenue. I mean, obviously 6 figures. I don't know a detailed number. I mean, you can do math. We have a video with 100 million views. Pick an RPM, apply it. There you go.
So we can.
I mean, a lot, yeah. I mean, some months I spend $3 million in content, so if I'm not making 6 figures from ad revenue, then obviously.
Would you ever consider adopting a child or having a baby with your significant other in the future and forcing that child to unbox toys for you?
Well, ever since Copa, it's not as lucrative. Their ad rates are lower. I don't think they're as big, but no, I think there's obviously easier ways to make money on YouTube that aren't as degrading.
Yeah. What about these channels? I mean, what was the unboxing channel?
Ryan Toys Review?
No. The Russian.
Yeah, what is it, Diana or whatever?
Who did we talk to about this on our podcast with?
Muzel.
Muzel.
4 billion views a month.
Yeah, you're talking about across the Russian one?
4 billion views a month.
I thought they didn't even have a light.
What? Yeah.
Listen, I have told my girlfriend.
Oh wait, Copa. Yeah,
Either way, I have told my girlfriend that I'm not sure if I want to have children. I've told her.
but if you did,
I told her though,
Thank you
I'd
for
rather
saving
have a
those
baby
moles.
than
That's
lose you. Because it's
awfully
true.
good of
It's
you.
very true. But
Here's
I'm gonna
a
have a
power cell
baby
to help
today
you out.
if I could get 4
Now
billion
I
views
can
a
get
month.
back
I
to
mean,
my research.
Bro, let's adopt the kid together.
that kid's gonna get Macaulay Culkin. He's not gonna see a dime.
yeah, but those views aren't as well monetized, especially because those are in
Shit.
Russia has
tell
a
you what.
fraction of the CPM we do too.
400 billion or 4 billion views already monetized better than my channel has in its history. I mean, it's worth it. Trust me. 10 years of work for one kid? Come on.
4 billion views with Russian CPM on Kids Channel, which isn't as high. I don't even know if they can have that really anymore. I mean, it's a lot, but I mean, there's no doubt in my mind, like my channel's making more than theirs. Like, I guarantee it on the ad revenue.
If you were the CEO of YouTube, if you were Susan, right now, besides the reels, what is the one thing that you would do to help creators, or one thing that you would
Oh boy.
change?
I mean, if I was able to think about this a lot longer, I'd have a better answer. But I'd say the biggest thing is just education. A lot of YouTubers, like, I just there's so much misconception. They focus on so much like random stuff. You know what I mean? Like when actually, I mean, part of it is just YouTubers. So like, no matter what you tell them, they're just kind of like, nope, this is how it works. This is the algorithm. Like, I'll literally lay out how someone gets views. Someone who's pulling like 1 million views a month. You know, we have like multiple channels that are doing crazy views. Like, clearly we know what we're talking about. They'll literally just tell me, like, no, that's not how it works. Like, it's not as simple as just make good videos that people enjoy and click and watch. Like, you got to factor in comments. I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, I can disable comments and still get a lot of views. But I mean, for the people that are willing to be coachable, I would say like just education. Like there is a lot of information out there that like people like live and breathe by. Like the weirdest stuff. I gotta upload on midnight on Wednesdays, and my videos don't do well. It's like just dumb stuff like that just they don't realize how badly they're like handicapping themselves. I don't even know where a lot of people get this stuff from.
Yeah, I obviously like YouTube focuses more primarily on ad revenue. I mean, it's like their entire business.
I'd say they're pretty fair.
I wonder if they ever thought about like the ability to take an equity stake in somebody who's uploading to their platform in their likeness.
But their
in some
platform
way.
wasn't $300 billion.
No, I know, but I'm just saying like a creator fund that they can invest
Yeah,
into
they did that with-
individual creators for upside in the future.
Oh, for upside no, but they did an education
I
fund.
wonder if that would make sense.
Because that things would for
I'm tired after today.
It's okay.
I'm kind of sitting here going like
I'm
this.
excited, man. We're talking about
I'm
YouTube. That's
thinking
my
I
favorite
think
thing.
we'll pull some hard, like 2 more. We want 45 minutes. We usually go an hour.
I literally could talk about this YouTube for like 100 hours. That's all I do. I one time had an 18-hour phone call about YouTube.
You could be
18 hours.
We had an hour and a half call out of nowhere. What, a month ago we were signing shirts.
18 hours. I mean, talk. And like, it was like from 6 a.m. to like the next day. It was crazy.
If Mr. Beast was dead today, but you still existed, and like Jimmy, you could.
So I had to start over.
No, start over. I don't like that because I want to know whose skin would you step into. What YouTuber, besides PewDiePie, because you're a fan of him, from a business standpoint and a content standpoint, which YouTuber would you
Oh
want?
boy, that's a great one. Who's killing it? See, the thing is, there's some weird channels that make a lot of money, and like most people don't even know who they are. There's some channels that have done like $40–50 million in ad revenue. Like most people probably won't have even heard the name before, but now I can't say their name because that would be taxing them. Just the dumbest channels.
Well, maybe what format of content? Be a specific YouTuber. You couldn't do what you do now.
I mean, Preston's got something cool going on with multiple channels in his Minecraft server. Obviously, those bring in tons of money. But I wouldn't be happy doing that. I don't know. No one. I would rather just start over. I mean, I like how I do things. Anyone else that's kind of miserable.
Not from a happiness standpoint.
I mean, so just purely money.
An opportunity, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, if we throw out a name that would help me. I like the word off inspiration. Yeah, I can't either because I don't want to. I know what these people make, so if I say it, like you can basically put them at the top of the Forbes list if I said the name. You know what I mean? Like these guys aren't public with how much they make.
That's a flex. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, like there's so many YouTubers that make $30–40 million. Like it's crazy.
All right, so say YouTube.
Year?
Well, if we're doing a year, there are people that make in the tens. It's a lot more than people think.
All right, imagine you got banned from YouTube today, and you couldn't create. If you couldn't create content right now, ever again, what business would you start?
Oh god. I mean, I would just quit everything. I would just go watch anime all day.
Too smart.
No, I'm like. I would
find something to do.
That's cap. I would literally be depressed out of my mind for a
Do you
minimum
think
of
you'd
5
be doing
years.
something like Blake Robbins does? Like you would want to invest in companies?
I literally can't even fathom a question like that. I would probably spend 5 years depressed at a point. That's the answer. I don't know. I'd rather not even think about it, honestly. I have zero idea what I'd do besides cry all day every day.
What's the biggest check you've ever received in your life? What sum of money?
This $100 bill right here.
Sorry, I asked
I mean, Reed, am I allowed
You have to say what it's for. We got some good answers for you.
Yeah, because this could be stuff like budget for.
We can't say. No.
Come on, bro.
What do you think it is? I'll tell you if it's higher or lower.
One individual.
Alright, never mind.
$1 million.
No, way more than that.
Definitely more, obviously.
Oh, come on.
But,
Don't insult me.
but we can't.
If I came to you and was like,
Not even close, but yeah.
What was the happiest day of your life?
I don't know. One of the things I struggle with is I'm not really ever satisfied. There's not. People ask me all the time. There's not one moment that really stands out. Like the whole life is just kind of been a grind. Like when I hit 10 million subscribers, like a minute later, I was kind of like, cool. I want 40 million now. You know, the day I hit whatever, any goal, it's like literally a minute later. I'm like, I just like, all right, I still want more. You know what I mean? So there's never really been a point where I've kind of been happy or satisfied with what we've done.
Are you gonna make when you go to your 10-year anniversary or your 10-year reunion in high school? Are you gonna make everybody walk through metal detectors?
I mean, now that you bring it up, maybe. I don't know.
Turn up, bro.
I haven't even been to
Drake
any of
line.
those yet.
Drake rapped in that.
Oh, really?
Bro, you better pull up in the black badge Rolls Royce or not.
I really
I know, but
Well, it's not that you're not saying it's just a fucking cool
You gotta be humble. It's hypocritical. I'm starting a charity. I can't have a.
bit. You earned it.
No, if you're,
respect that.
I'm gonna start a charity, and it's hypocritical for me to have like a $10 million mission. Like, it's like at that point, you know,
You're just a better person. We're on different places. Like, you can start a charity and do great things in the charity, but you can also fuck around and pull up in the world and have a rank.
I guess, but I'd rather just have the charity.
It's not like you're, I mean,
That's one of the channels we have coming up. We're 100% ad revenue, 100% brand deals, 100% we're starting a food bank. All the revenue of the channels we go to fund the food bank.
yeah, and that's great. But what I'm saying is you got other channels of business avenues where you
Those
you
channels,
can
I
buy
dump the
yourself
money in content.
a range.
I got a lot of employees. I gotta keep money in the bank. It's a lot. We spend.
We're gonna get them to that rate.
Nah.
I just want to be there.
I kind of want to sell stuff and live more. Like, I want to live in a one-bedroom apartment for a week, like, with just a mattress and a out.
You can do that fine. You said you lived in your house with an air mattress.
I did. I know, but I want to go back to it. I miss it. Like, I don't.
It could bring the hunger out of you.
Well, like, materialistic objects don't. It's like, people, in my opinion, at least entrepreneurial people that are like the most happy, most fulfilled, are the ones that are just chasing success in their business, just purely because they love to, and like, it's not like, oh, once I reach this, I can buy this or that. I think that's like an unhealthy way to go about it. I think just chase it for the love and.
For the love of the game.
Exactly. Like, I love making money, but I don't have anything in particular I want to buy with it. I just fucking love making money.
All right. This is gonna be one of my last questions, and
Hit me.
it's kind of like out there. It has nothing to do with YouTube. And this
All
is,
right, well, then, good podcast. Thank you. Hit subscribe. Kidding.
If you could, aside from YouTubers, well, if you could meet anybody, go back in history.
Yes, Steve Jobs.
All right.
Without a shadow of a doubt, I'd meet Steve Jobs right now. I'd give every dollar in my bank account to meet
Do
him.
you think if the position
I
you're
was
in
going to
today,
the bathroom in your house, and he was looking at me.
There's a giant mural of Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, if I can't meet him, they've got to be alive.
if you were in the position you are in today, do you think you could find a way to get Steve Jobs to take a meeting with you?
I do. Yeah.
I think you would be able to.
I agree.
Yeah, I have a funny story to do a podcast about. So, no. But yes, I do think, without a doubt. I mean, but then again, also, like, I idolize Elon Musk as much, and I haven't met him yet. But it's not like I haven't been trying to meet Elon. I think I could if I really wanted to. But Elon, Steve Jobs, Nikola Tesla, and kind of Kobe Bryant, because Kobe had like an insane work ethic, which I like about him. Those are the four people I really look up to.
Mr. Beast, man. You're a man of mystery. It's just cool. There's so many. I would love to just grab a drink and just ask you.
That sums up.
Except for I don't drink.
Tough.
Never
I'll drink. It's fine.
There, you can drink for me. Never had alcohol in my life.
Mr. Beast when he uploads.
Actually, Mr. Beast when he films his videos, Mr. Beast when he uploads.
Then it's in reverse.
Hopefully we slightly ROI.
Jimmy, look, man. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. This was a really cool opportunity. I just appreciate letting me be a part of it. Like I said, that you just. I mean, even before the podcast started, like. I'm not gonna stroke your fucking dick, but what I'm saying is,
I get to go to the next.
we were. No, I'm not kidding. This.
When I grow up, I want to be just like Amy Coney Barrett. Thank you, Judge Amy.
Shop online at the Google Store to get the latest home tech by Google. Hey Google, play some music. Visit googlestore.com.
I weighed myself and I'm literally for the first time disgustingly loudly saying that I am 21 pounds overweight.
For American standards or like recombinant body?
Yes. Both. Well, whatever science says.
Yeah.
That a 6 foot,
Yeah.
40-year-old,
Okay.
21. Which is incredible to me because I see myself
Dude,
in
I
the
might be way more than that.
I see myself in the mirror and I'm like, that's a good looking 213. Seth is about to be 200. I think he passed 200
Dude,
pounds.
I'm at 37.
Are you really?
Yes. No, I have skinny arms, skinny legs, but
Everything else?
everything else is.
What do you know? Everything here, look,
I have no muscle in here.
here,
Yeah.
here
Yep.
and here.
Yep. Same.
My butt stays firm.
Dude, you know what I didn't even know after they took that champs photo or the champs shirt photo, and then they showed the back of my neck, and I was like, oh my.
Look like mine?
No, well, literally, I looked at something. They told me, look up. A fat crack. Like,
but
literally looked like an ass crack.
that's not fat though. I think that's just like you're growing like a mane, lion.
Yeah, but it looked pretty. I
It
literally
represents
told them.
alphaness.
Yeah, but my shoulders are round. Because I'm skinny fat.
You look like a Ninja Turtle.
Oh, yeah.
The thing about me is that this last year has been super stressful for me. As good as I make it seem, like there's been a lot of shit in the background that's been going on.
Yeah.
That I've just been stressing like non-stop, just eating the best of the best. And I haven't done really physical activity. Aside from shooting like free throws and 3-pointers out in my porch, nothing. I gotta change something.
I've walked, yeah.
But you know what's crazy about us? We just look big boned. We don't look fat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's,
No offense to you fat boys out there. I'm trying to fire. We're all just on the boat.
yeah, no, I mean, I've been, dude, the biggest thing for me is I gotta start drinking 0-calorie energy drinks. I drink a lot of energy drinks. And
are you guys sponsored by anyone?
no, I don't know if we can talk about it.
Yeah. Pick a bunch of those 0-calorie game fuels if you want. I got boxes of that shit. And you don't have to worry.
Next topic, please.
Yeah, you know the thing.
I'll talk about it later.
For me, it's food. And then I see Rob. Have you seen Rob's new body? Rob Turco's new body?
You seem like you got it.
He got a new body. It's not like he was a fit dude before.
No, I've seen the photos.
Okay, so you have seen.
Yeah.
Bro, like I went shooting with him. What's the longest sniper shot you've ever hit? Because it wasn't 125 yards like mine.
No, he didn't have a target that far.
Yeah.
Furthest one when I went with him was like 835.
We should go next week.
I'm down.
I'm gonna set it up. You meet Damon, we'll go.
I've been trying to buy a scope off of him, but like trade a scope for a pistol.
Yeah.
Sell it and trade it. And then I think we went to like elk hunting or something, or we went to like Africa, probably Madagascar.
No, New Mexico.
He told me he was going to find the words.
Yes. No, I don't think you believe him.
You don't think so?
Straight up.
He doesn't watch what?
He only watches like military movies. Like he watched the Lone Survivor or Last Survivor on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like when we went fishing, where I caught that beast.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
That's a big ass fish. 8 pounds, 4 ounces.
Freshwater.
Yeah.
When are you gonna do white sturgeon fishing?
I want to go because it's in like Seattle northwest area.
Yeah.
And if Jude wasn't afraid of bears or didn't like the trees or didn't like
there's nothing there. There's
I want to
nothing be
live in the
afraid of
mountain.
there.
I want to be able to. I want to see fog and pine trees like every.
That's actually what I want to do after here.
All this.
Yeah. I want to move to somewhere in the woods or the wilderness.
Yes.
I'm talking about, you ever seen the opening scene?
Yes.
Or not the opening.
Yeah.
Is it the opening scene?
No, you're talking. They go up to his cabin.
Yeah,
and
yeah. I'm talking like there.
Go find him.
But like Google Fiber or Fiber.
Of course.
And I'm gonna scour the country for something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I want to do.
Or what we can do is that we can team you up with Rob. We come up with a brand of weapons and we create our own shit, and then we fucking sell arms to arm dealers. Have you seen that movie? The arm dealer one with
Nicolas Cage.
Oh, that was good too. No, that's Lord of War.
Yeah.
What I'm talking
You're
about
talking
is
about Miles Teller.
yes, the Miles Teller.
Yeah, and
What's his name?
how the fuck did I forget his name? Yeah.
Such a good fucking word dog. Thank you,
Yeah.
Matt. Quick shout out to the sponsors of this episode, DoorDash and Precursor. We'll tell you a little bit more about them later. But I do too. I want to be in the mountains. I want to have a fiber, and I want to have like not a septic tank, but what do you call the drain? What do you call that? Plumbing, I guess. Where I'm able to flush flushable toilet.
Well, septic tank does that.
Yeah, I guess a septic tank would be that.
It's just like what, you gotta clear it out.
I'm not clearing shit out. The only thing I'm clearing out is this spot.
You're gonna pay someone to do that?
Yeah, of course.
Oh man, I'm about to have to do the same.
The one thing I will say about that, and you know this because you've been to Aspen, is that crossing the street, everything that you do has an effect on your lungs and on your breathing because of the oxygen levels that just like tires you out. So that's something that I would have to get used to. But I do, and I tell Jude all the time, I'm like, I'll show pictures of like these wilderness photos of a cabin in front of a lake. And do that. So the reason we're talking about this is because white sturgeon. That's what I want.
Yes.
Eventually, I will go do that. I think we're gonna say deep sea fishing, which I have done, and I've caught a
I've probably done this one too.
what white sturgeon fishing?
Deep sea fishing.
Yeah.
I've done like 6-7 times.
No, I've done once, and the one time I did, we had 6 foot swells. So as the boat would rise and it would drop, like there would be a second of separation, right, because of the gravity. And if you're hooked onto a 400-pound fucking shark, what happens there? There's no, you're not strapped to the boat. All you have is rough turbulence. At the time, it's not as far as it is right now. You have 200-pound me, 170, 80-pound him, trying to hold you and a 400-pound shark. It would take literally 30 seconds for me to go overboard, be so deep in there that by the time I figure out what my knife is to cut the shit out, that and then I'm there. And that's where it's like.
That was like a that was a good story. Kind of reminded me of what was that? Have you seen the other guys?
The other guys, yes.
Wolf was talking about the tuna and the lion.
Yes.
It was kind of like a story similar to that.
I just watched that.
I was sort of following, but like, and then you lost me, and then I got back on it, and then you lost me again. But yeah, I see what you mean. No, the scary ones are I think I did the biggest one that I caught. I think it was like 50.
Well, Friday, you sure know how to shoot.
It was green.
For the help.
No, it was in Mexico. Tilapia.
Tilapia? Tilapia's
I think it's tilapia.
Tilapia's more
Was it? No, it wasn't back then. Search up green. Yes.
Mexico.
What?
All I see is fish and salsa verde. This one.
Yes.
It's
yes.
what's it called? The Green Jack? Oh no.
Big green. Literally, it was like 9 hours long. We came from drinking for 8 hours. In the last hour, we caught like 6 of them.
The dolphin mahi.
Mahi. That's
Mahi,
what. Yeah,
mahi.
yeah, that's
That's
what it's
good
called.
too.
Yeah.
How many? And you guys keep them, right?
I don't. I mean, I think we kept like 1 or 2 of them.
And then released the others?
Yeah, I think that was part of like the tour. Yeah. Like the only times that I've gone is like tour guide stuff. That's it.
Yeah.
But literally, I mean, I've been to Hawaii a whole bunch.
I've never been to Hawaii. I want to say, like, people that don't travel. They want to go to France to go to the fashion district. They want to go to, you know what I mean? Like that sort of traveling. And lives
Well,
like
Paris, right? They
Yeah,
wanna go
Paris,
to
sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
They-
France is good, but Paris is.
Yeah, they want to drink cocoa, dog.
Some dog shit on the street. Because you will.
I've been to Mexico. And I've been to
Well, not dog shit, I should say. Human shit.
I've been to
Yeah. You've been.
I've been to LA, okay? You know, for the amount of money that people spend to live there, the conditions, I mean, the weather can't be that good. No offense, right? I'm planning on getting.
It's hard to breathe some days.
Yeah, pissed, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not talking shit about LA. I'm gonna get a place there just so I can go back and forth on the party. But I just, it's too expensive for what you get, what weather and traffic.
Yeah. And people.
People. So
We hate people.
Let's talk about the negative. Okay, people, a bunch of them. Traffic, right? Then you have earthquakes.
Yeah.
Then you have fucking fires.
Yeah.
Then you have like fucking 54% taxes.
Did you hear about the redwoods?
Yeah.
Right. Dude, that's crazy.
Fucked up.
It's like all of it gone.
No, I don't think so. But isn't that what's it called? That species of pine that's all there's one species of pine that is connected. Like it's a massive pine organism.
Wait, no, I know what you're talking about. I've seen some videos. Like you know, my YouTube videos are the recommended factual stuff. Yeah. And I remember seeing the largest organism on the planet is like a whole bunch of trees connected. Yeah, I think that's what you're talking about.
That is
Yeah. So I don't know if it's trees or it's just moss. It's something. It's something, but yeah, I was like mind blown because it's like 2 acres worth of land that the organism was just living on.
Yeah, one organism of pine. Right? Yeah. You know what's crazy when you was asking about keeping or releasing a fish is that when it comes to that, like the massive hypocrite upstairs a bunch of times, like I won't kill an elk, but I'll eat the fuck out of what Rob killed. Like he'll send me like beef and ground beef and all that. So where I was going with that is that yesterday I watched a movie, a documentary called My Octopus Teacher, the Octopus. You got to. It is a long time ago, a couple years ago, I heard a theory that said that were able to live longer than 15 years. That's what I remember. 15 years. I ended up finding out 15 months. That if they were able to live more than 15 years, that they would be the dominant species on planet Earth. That's how smart they are.
Really?
And they're able to get in so many different places that, I mean, you see them escape from a little fucking hole of their boat, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, this guy was scuba diving, not scuba diving, he was snorkeling. Went down to a place, saw this weird octopus, or he saw this living shell of like a million little shells just like that. And he's like, what the fuck is that? So he goes with his camera and points at it, and then immediately the octopus looks at him and then he fucking drops all the shells and fucking scurries away. And he's like, what the fuck? He's like, immediately you can tell when an animal is acting different than what an animal should act.
Yeah.
Like you see, you have as a human, you have this good intuition or this assessment that you can say whether or not something is intelligent. You see yourself. Anyway, the story is incredible. I'm not gonna ruin it for you, but this fucking octopus is fucking smart as fuck, bro. Like smart, and it's just one, right? And it was the lifespan of it is like 12 months. You should watch it. It's fucking incredible.
I didn't know they barely live that long.
Yeah, me either. When I remember, I thought it was 15 years. It's actually 15 months.
Yeah.
And they die giving birth, essentially. And I was like fucking mind blown because of the cleverness of this animal. And they're saying that how do I put it? This is what do you call an animal that doesn't have bones?
Yeah, no, I know the beaking like octopus is the only bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever that is,
It's called.
like an animal that doesn't have that shouldn't have, its brain shouldn't be as smart as it is. Right?
Yeah.
They have almost the same intelligence of a cat or a dog.
Yeah.
Right? But it goes further than that if they were able to learn and whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, you should watch it. It's an incredible story. And what's fucked up is that as I was watching that, I'm like, I can't eat calamari again because I'm like, you know, like this is.
Well, calamari squid. You're good on that.
Octopus squid. Okay.
Yeah, there's sometimes I've had octopus.
Yeah. Not me.
And I've had calamari. And they taste like similar, but they're a little bit different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, calamari's still on the menu.
Calamari's still on the menu.
I'm psyched about that. Anyway, bro, you gotta watch. I don't even like it. Talking about the fish, it made me think about this thing that's happening.
Yeah.
You gotta watch it. Like the more I want to talk about it, the more I know that I might ruin it. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. But it was one of those situations where I was like, I felt more for the animal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't. It's fucking insane. I was watching Maneater on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
And
I've seen clips.
I see the dude like blowing up.
Yeah.
And then here comes this massive fucking elk from around the corner.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is it? Like trying to help the fucking animal get the fuck out. Like everybody's there to see fucking this guy kill the fucking animal. I'm trying to fucking save this thing. But I'll eat the shit out of it, so I'm not gonna okay, let's start the show there, Crimmy. How's your year been? Champion? Redemption story?
It's been like a roller coaster. It's been crazy. It's been, you know, the lowest of the lows, and then it was weird, man. Like the month after, or 2 months after, people just started disappearing. Like literally, people. And this is why, like, people are like, why you salty? Why you trolling? Like all this stuff. And it was actually crazy because, like, for me, it felt like
2 months after what?
2 months after, like, after the whole announcement video. After the announcement video.
Ours?
No, mine.
Of you leaving?
Yeah. No, I would say the Dallas Empire.
Okay, yeah.
So right after that, it was like, you know, I started seeing names just disappear from my chat. From tweeting me, all this stuff. And these have been people who have been, like, you know, messaging me, like, hanging out with me, like, you know, doing all this stuff for like years. Like, I'm talking 4 or 5 years. And they just started disappearing. I'm like, what the hell? Like, and not disappearing, they just weren't ever, like, tweeting me, weren't ever supporting me, like, anything like that.
Yeah.
And then I sort of realized, like, yo, I wonder if they'd never even, like, liked me in a way. And then I'm like thinking, wait, that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Like, I basically felt like 2 or 3 months after that not half, but a lot of the fans that I had playing under Optic were just liking me because because Optic, because I was on the team that they liked, because I was playing with the people that they liked. And for me, it was just like a huge realization of, like, not in a way, it was not like screw those people, but it was just like a dude, trust yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need them. You only need yourself.
Yeah.
You only need the people that, you know, are supporting you. You only need your loved ones, and basically that's all you need. And when I came to that realization, I literally felt like it's sort of similar. It's funny that it's sort of ironic that COVID hit because I think we had COVID, and it felt like, for me, it felt like there was a 30-pound weight on my chest.
When did you have it?
Back when we were trying to originally do this, like, when was it?
January?
End of June, early July.
Of last year? Or this year?
This year.
Oh.
And then when I got, like, when I was off of it, you know, self-quarantine, all that stuff. And if it was like the same feeling. It was literally like someone took a weight off my chest. And that's what COVID felt for me, if I had it. But in the same way, like, after those 2 or 3 months went by, and then all those, like, borderline fake fans, after those all went away, that's literally what it felt like, just a weight off my shoulders, in a way. And for me, it was like, and that's when I sort of went rogue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's when I was sort of like, all right, let's just troll them.
Yeah.
Let's just bait them out.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like, people think I'm like being salty and stuff, and for me, it's just sort of, it's funny. It's funny to me, because those were the same people who literally, I would say, almost went against everything that I stand for in terms of, like, this is a team. It's not an individual group of players. You know what I mean? They're looking at KDs where I'm looking at, you know, something that I actually want to talk about a lot is
The intangibles. The shit that you do that is behind the scenes from a supportive level, or even in front of the scenes, that they don't look at the
exactly. Yeah. So I want to bring up my old teammate that I literally learned probably at least half of my mentality, like how to think, you know, how to win.
Aches.
No. Someone who taught me more. Actually, they taught me a lot, but Dursky from Halo. Yeah, Dursky from Halo. Let me just, I'll bring it from a stats standpoint first. I think Dursky went -70. And back in Halo, it was only like a negative number, a positive number. No one really cared about PvE. But Dursky went like -70. I think my other teammate Twilight went like -111 or something like that. And Savior went like +30. And I went +144. Something like that. But what that made me realize is like, dude, there's players in this world that make your teammates around you play better. And Dursky like literally like showed he like didn't really show me that, but then when I didn't play with them, I saw it. I was like, oh my god, why is everything 100 times harder? And point is that was like, I feel like that's like been my role on every team, you know, for the past decade almost. So it's pretty interesting because it can't really be quantified by stats. Yeah. You can't really prove it, but it's there. Yeah. It's there on not every single team. I think that's probably a lot of teams lack. Yeah. But there's players who are literally, that is their role, and it's always been their role. And it's interesting to see because no one brings it up.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting that you bring up the fact that people start disappearing or people start falling off and they just fall. It's the. Are you a fan of the team or are you a fan of the individual?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nothing's wrong with that.
No, of course not. No, and I'm with you. I follow 100%. It is that in this particular esport or esports in general, it is. Right? Some people follow the people, some people follow the logo, and it's a combination of a bunch of shit that happens, and then you just don't know, right? Yeah. But I do see, obviously, and that's the way that we've always.
It was just weird to me, the time period. Like, how are you gonna watch someone stream or like watch their stuff for years? Like, I'm talking about a decade, and then just.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there like, wow, they thought I was really wrong or something. You know what I mean? Or really, they thought I was. But you get what I mean, right? I was just sitting there like, you know, what the hell happened? So, but at the end of the day, it sort of brought me back to my like roots of just, it's you, your team, versus everybody. Yeah, and I think that, like I've said in other interviews, I don't know when, there's some interview I just literally thought of it when I said it. I was like, oh, that's not really fucking cool. I was like, it's the best way to compete, but it's like the worst way to win. Yeah. And it's like, because it's hard, it's stressful, it's like you put yourself through when you think like that, and basically it's like first.
So for me, your storyline this year is like fucking Primo, Crim6, PH, right? Like you sort of get you get dropped. Yeah. And then you have this year where you fucking lead your team, you and your team lead each other, I guess, or whatever, to a championship. But let's talk about the beginning and how this all went to be, right? Because I have a fucking massive history of always keeping everybody that was on my team and been on my team close to me as much as I can forever, because I understand the power of being together and being together so long. Yeah. So when this whole thing went down, I was the same thing happened with you that happened with Seth and Nate Shot when Seth went to Envy. Yeah. Right? I had somebody that wanted to leave me, who obviously was still my friend, and then I had Nate Shot who wanted to stay, and I was supposed to pick between the guy that wanted to stay and be an optic, or the guy that was good and wanted to fucking leave. Yeah. And I'm like my loyalty is gonna be close to my stay and wants to leave. And the same thing happened with you, where you wanted to stay, I wanted you to stay,
Yeah.
but then you had two dudes that ended up not even staying with the fucking team, that made a lot of the decisions that said, fuck it, you know,
Yeah.
we're gonna go.
Yeah.
And then you have, obviously you,
Well, I mean-
you have your own opinions of Seth
Yeah.
in that whole scenario, and you can talk about that if you want.
Well, I just think Roman's in pretty hard positions. Like, it's funny that like Seth posts about, you know, texting formal right after he lost. It's funny that he like brags about it because I was sitting there thinking like, well, then why didn't you like let me know 2 months earlier?
Yeah.
Like, what the situation with Clay was completely different, but we literally, like, Stro was like, dude, we gotta tell him today. We gotta let him know now. You know what I mean? And I mean, at the end of the day, like, I still talk with Clay.
Yeah.
And we got some cool stuff getting lined up. But
Yeah.
you know, it sucks. But the whole thing that it's weird to me, it's like, dude, you waited 2 months, or I don't know if it was 2 months.
Well,
it was like a month.
I'm not gonna defend Seth at all
Yeah.
in this. Like, I wanted to make sure that in this conversation I didn't defend him or anything. So a lot of the shit that he said was sort of like in rebuttal to the shit that you were saying. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Because
Well, yeah. I mean, he obviously he doesn't want to look like the bad. No one wants to look like the bad guy,
Right.
in that situation.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think that just like a phone call
100%.
or something like that from him, and like basically saying, "Yo, I don't really want to play." That to me, I would have been like, "Yo, that sucks."
Yeah.
But I would have got off the phone and I would have started, like, you know what I mean? I would have started getting things going rather than, because it was literally on my fiance's birthday.
Yeah.
That you called me, and I mean, and I'm just trying to think like it was late, it was super delayed, it was on my fiance's birthday, which literally, by the way, ruined her birthday that year. So that's another reason why I was pissed off about it. But yeah, I mean, and you know,
Well, nobody told Dana to be born on that fucking.
no one told her that. But you know what's funny is everyone talks about Black Ops 4 James and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever said this, but you remember, like, I was sick that day on Sunday.
Yeah.
And leading up to Sunday, I played incredible. And I don't know what I ate, but I played like sick a lot. Like, you know that.
Yes.
At the London final versus you guys, I was literally coughing up blood before we played you guys. And I've played under so many different conditions, but like stomach stuff is completely different. Like, because when you feel like you're gonna throw up, you start cold sweating, you start like feeling, or you feel really hot.
Cold chills, yeah.
And it's like what happened with 100T with
Preston.
Yeah.
What's the pizza?
Yeah. So it was like I was feeling so bad that when you had a sub, I literally would have subbed myself out, and I would have said, if you win, you take the prize money. Yeah, and I was like, literally, it was that bad. But no one wants to talk about that. No one, people just want to talk about cameras.
Yeah.
So, like, knowing me, like, that takes a lot to say. That I would have been like, yo, I feel fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I do not think I can play well today. Like, sub me out. And that's like if we would have had that option, I probably would have taken that, because that's how bad I felt on that Sunday. And it was so weird to me, like, what happened. Because I was just like, dude, not today. And I barely ever throw up or feel sick. What's it called? Acid reflux?
Yeah.
Gastric reflux?
No, it's acid reflux.
Yeah, there's two different types.
Heartburn.
But it's,
Heartburn.
well, that's one. I never had heartburn, but I more have had your stomach acid is too strong.
Yeah.
And it comes up in your throat and literally burns your esophagus.
Yeah.
So I've never had like stomach problems at all. So that's what I was thinking, like, dude, did Clay just food poison me or something like that? Because we were playing him the next day. Yeah. And I was like,
Had you eaten with him?
well, you know what's weird is I ate the same meals, same stuff, same breakfast.
Yeah.
Same. I wonder if it could have been the dinner, but either way, point is that you can play sick, but when you feel like you're gonna literally puke, like, it's different.
Yeah.
But that day, yeah, I played bad. You know what I mean? No, well,
During Black Ops 4, you're talking
well,
about.
yeah, during Black Ops. I think everyone played bad except for Seth. And I mean, that was like but it's funny when all the blame is like pinned on me for that shit, because it's like, dude, I legitimately, people looked at me and were like, dude, you're pale. Are you good? And I was like, no. I said yes, but I did not feel good that day. That day was terrible. But stomach stuff is completely different, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
Completely different.
Yeah, you can have a fever and you can still, you know, it's better, obviously, right, for dexterity. But it is those situations where you're doing the above and beyond shit, right? Like you're doing the study, you're doing this thing, like all that shit, all the play calling and all that, like that doesn't get heard by the fans. Therefore, it doesn't take into account that, you know, that's a set, you know, like if you say I'm gonna peak middle, and if you die and if you die and you put your team at a deficit of 1, but you're able to give them all of the information in the world so they can win the round, that never gets taken into account. All people say is like, oh, this motherfucker got first blooded again. Yeah,
like the whole.
I have the Pristini last, like the fucking round 11 in my head in that scenario.
Yeah, it's it's funny. Looking back, I remember I messaged Brandon about this last year when everyone's, you know, roasting me about can't gun Monty, can't gun stuff. Right? I'm sitting here like thinking, dude, those are two of the best ICRs in the game, arguably, but they're on the same team. Our team doesn't even have a second ICR, and I'm sitting here thinking like, the comms, what I was saying was, yo, I need a second ICR. Like, someone please help me out here. The comms should have been, like, even from my standpoint, should have been, yo, let's go to 3 ICRs. Like, outnumber them, because the other players aren't so much of a threat as those two are. And even if back then the problem on the team was, even if I didn't say that, it would be no, how about you just shoot straighter? How about you suck less?
What team was that?
The Black Ops 4 team.
Those are 5.
Yeah. That's what the comms would have been. Or even if I said that, it would have been, no, just don't get gunned.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here like, dude, how am I supposed to 1v2 players who are like incredible at their role?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to me, it was just mind-blowing, because this year was the complete opposite. I actually had to tell Shotzi is like the most literal person ever. Like, if you say something to him, if I say never do that again, or never do this play again, he will literally never do it again. I remember he was in some situation, and I said, yo, why didn't you do this? And he's like, well, 3 months ago you told me to never do that. Yeah. And I'm just sitting there like, wow, actually,
I remember.
I remember. It was more of like, wow, I'm amazed, because usually when I've been saying words like never do something, I mean it like 95% of the time, don't do that play.
Yeah.
But in the other 5% of the time, you might be so desperate that you absolutely have to make that, like, do that, you know, meathead play. And that was that situation where, like, Ant should have, he was in that 5% of the time in this play, and he literally remembered something like 3 months ago. And that's how crazy that our trust in each other was.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Because I've never even dealt with someone who listened to me or took in information and remembered it, and like daily remembered it on that level. It's crazy to me.
Frosty a couple of years ago, I don't know when it was. I think it was when they didn't win the championship. But he called and he said Shotzi's the best fucking first person shooter ever.
Yeah.
Like better than anyone ever.
You know what's weird? We did reaction time test.
You're better.
He is like bad.
Yeah.
Not bad, but like. but I was sitting there. Well, you know what? There's some factors in. Like I was on a 240 hertz monitor, so was Kyler. And then I don't know what shots he was on, but we had like CS:GO mouses, Valorant mouses. And, yeah, his was like 216, and I was like, no way, dude. Like I'm sitting there like, no way, because like I think so. It's humanly possible, supposedly, is like 120 and 120 milliseconds.
That's the fastest.
That's the fastest, but I was
The average is 215.
What?
Reaction time.
That's what the average is?
The average is 215. I know that because I looked it up in Call of Duty 4, and on Crash, I would go top sandbags and look into bottom 3-story, and I would always put my cursor like on the farthest right.
Yeah.
And then that, because in my head, I'm like, the second that I see something, if I push my trigger, my brain is gonna fucking send it. I'm a nerd. You was a nerd back then.
Yeah, but
they thought you were a nerd looking for fucking names and shit.
But Ant was doing like 200 plus, and the rest of us, I hit the lowest, but I think I was trying a lot harder than anyone else. Because it takes like five clicks into account.
0.25 seconds is the average reaction time for humans.
0.25.
0.25.
Oh, so 250 milliseconds. Yeah. But yeah, I was hitting like on the average of 126, but I was hitting lower, like one of the numbers, and it's like there's like 3 clicks. I got all 4 of my numbers, listed, and I had ones under 120. I had like a 117.
Yeah. And how old are you in comparison to him?
I'm 27. He's what, 19?
I'm 40. My reaction time is never been better. Hold on, give me a second. Let me say hi to the sponsors really quickly, and then we can get back. This week, we're back for yet another week with our people over at DoorDash. Now, obviously, between the endless car races and the endless everything else that's going on, between the ending laundry circles and incoming emails, you've got plenty on your to-do list. You've got one less thing to worry about. And let DoorDash take care of your next meal. You want Chinese? You want pizza? You want Italian? You want Mexican? You want Cambodian? You want Taiwanese? You can have anything through DoorDash, okay? And then you can continue to support your local restaurants in your community safely. There are thousands of restaurants open for delivery on DoorDash that need your patronage now more than ever. Support your favorite restaurants on DoorDash. You've counted on restaurants. Now they're counting on you. And while their dining rooms may be closed, or partly closed, they're still open for delivery with DoorDash, right? DoorDash is the application that brings your food you're craving right now, right to your door. Ordering is easy. You open the DoorDash application, you choose what you want to eat, and your food will be left safely outside of your door with the new contactless delivery and drop-off setting. With over 300,000 partners in the U.S., Puerto Rico, Australia, and Canada, as I like to say it, you can support your local go-tos or choose from your favorite national restaurants like Chipotle, Wendy's, and the Cheesecake Factory. Many of your favorite local restaurants are still open for delivery. Just open the DoorDash application, select your favorite local restaurant, and your food will be left at your door safely without any contact at all. Right now, our listeners can get $5 off and $0 deliveries on their first order of $15 or more when you download your DoorDash application and enter code EAVESDROP. That's EAVESDROP. For $5 off your first order and $0 delivery fees, as long as it's over $15 when you download the application, the DoorDash application that is, on the App Store, and enter code EAVESDROP. Don't forget, that's code EAVESDROP for $5 off your first order at DoorDash. And yeah, that's it. You get $5 off. I'm sure it's more than $15. Like I always say, I don't trust anybody that doesn't have an appetite big enough to order more than just $15 worth of food. You can't live a little, man. Great. Food's good. All right, and the next sponsor for the second week in a row is something you know, right? Full Sail University. That's where we have the Optic Vandy Room or the Instant Script, and after we don't. We talk about gaming and technology a lot on this channel. You know that. But what if you're interested in actually creating your own vision of these? Right? Where do you start? Full Sail University offers bachelor's and master's degrees, both on campus and online, that focus on the professional needs of the gaming and industry. So whether it's 3D modeling or just literal how to get into the industry, these teachers at this university at Full Sail offer that through hands-on accelerated degree programs, you can familiarize yourself with the same tools, software, and equipment used by industry professionals. I'm telling you right now, there is going to come the time where a new game, the hottest new game, okay, the ones that are being played, the super popular ones, is going to come out of Full Sail, right? You have all of the tools to create, and as your year-end test, you submit your video game, and it's so good. This genius level dude partnered with a super clever guy that's in this type of, and look, I guess the story already as to how it's happening, right? So game design and game development or computer science, information technology, simulation, and more. There are a variety of programs offered to help you build the very specific set of skills that you'll need to be a part of this gaming industry, the most beautiful industry in the world. To learn more about Full Sail's programs, as well as potential scholarship opportunities. Do you think I can get one, man? A scholarship? Visit fullsail.edu/eavesdrop. That is fullsail.edu/eavesdrop. And I'm going to tell you one more time, fullsail.edu/eavesdrop. Back to Crib. The reason that I asked you about your age, and that is because there was just obviously those dudes, you know what I did? You know, I sort of feel bad for them, but I also don't, because they should have done research and they should have, you know, looked up the shit before they started saying. But those dudes apparently are like Overwatch. Yeah, the Canadian thing. The Canadian podcast. The Canadian esports podcast.
Do you want to talk about this?
I do, yeah.
Do you want to talk about this?
I do. Whoa, shit, you're talking about Toronto Ultra. Wait, what are we talking about? Because when you say you want to talk about this, I'm talking about these two dudes who I did research on and apparently are only Overwatch centric, and Call of Duty is like their second startup or whatever.
Well, to me, I just know everything that went on. Not everything, but a lot of stuff that went on. And for anyone to critique anyone on that org, to me, is just shut up.
Yeah,
shut up, because no one knows what they went through. Let's just say the whole team was on a leash. They were. It was bad. From what I heard, like Brack wasn't the only one, and to me it's just insane to me. And it's like, okay, public stuff that's out. Cammy, Kleenex, contract renewed.
Cleaned us out.
Why?
No more
No one's asking why.
Sell.
Because they were, you know, borderline AMs that just got picked up on for probably dirt cheap. Even though that those two players, which I think were honestly incredible.
Yeah,
they were really
Cammy,
they were really good.
yeah.
They were really good.
Kleenex too, but Cammy, I was a sniper.
Yeah, no, Kleenex would go like, you know, he'd have crazy views. Cammy was what I thought was one of the, I thought at one point it was like me, Clay, Priest, and Cammy, best M4s in the game.
You can gain my power cells by
like, it's just funny that their contracts got renewed and then everyone else didn't.
Another power cell.
And it's just convenient because I don't know what they're getting paid,
for
you know,
effort,
but for them to not get a salary increase from going from, because they're still in their their AM to pro contracts, which are generally pretty low.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to be naturally low. It's your risk.
Yeah.
So it's just weird to me that they didn't.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here from an organizational standpoint.
Yeah.
You invest a bunch of money into this franchise, and then you expect to be able to make.
Well, let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
I don't know what you're gonna say.
Okay. All right.
But if you're Cammy and Kleenex, you have another year, superstar year like this. What are their chances of them re-signing with you? If you're Toronto Ultra, fucking zero.
Why? Because you think they're
because they know they played like really well.
Yeah.
And they know they should be getting a salary increase. But they're not.
But are they on a 2-year contract?
Yeah. That's what everyone is. But I'm saying, like, at the end of the next year,
Oh, you're saying that those two won't sign with the...
Yeah, there's
running.
no shot.
Yeah.
No shot, Joe Cicott.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that. Like that's like there's no shot, then there's no shot Joe Cicott, which is way up there.
Yeah,
but Cammy and Kleenex, there's I would be amazed because they deserve an increase, like a lot of people.
Okay,
that I've seen.
but, and this is an argument that I have with Seth all the time and with fucking players in general all the time. Like, it seems kind of ludicrous to me to expect the orgs to not be profitable and that all the money should be going to the players. And I know that's not the case, right? But it seems like kind of weird to me that that's all we should do. This whole like player-centric league, esports is player-centric to begin with, right? Like there's bar a few organizations that are maybe breaking even, and others, but the majority are operating at a deficit, right? All these salaries are go the fuck away, and then we start from scratch. What I'm saying is like devil's advocate.
Well, yeah, no, I get that, but
on the devil's advocate standpoint, what I was saying is like Ultra had this or whoever, fucking not Ultra. I don't want to talk about anybody's business. None of my fucking business.
Yeah.
But we expected to get X amount of sponsorships. Yeah. We were able to do it off of content and on all the other shit that we do. Other people don't have the same luxury, so they are relying on home events and this, that, and the other to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So COVID hits, fucking everybody's fucked.
I'll talk to you about that. I know like a lot of the profit is going to come from events.
Well, the thing is this, like, you have people who have also been here from the beginning. Stroll was a player, I was a better player, and then we became, like, executives. I snuck that in. Anyway, so, you know what I mean? Like, I've always done the best that I could to be able to make a business out of this thing, but at the same time, like, try to take care of whatever. But at the same time, when you see business people who see an opportunity to make money on this, you know, emerging sport, they sort of have this vision that it's just going to be as easy as coming in and fucking, you know, making shit fucking work.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of nuances that go into the esport that don't necessarily reflect the same way that all the intangibles don't reflect on the scoreboard.
No,
they don't reflect on the balance sheet.
Yeah.
So,
no, I get that. I mean, there's probably a whole bunch of stuff that, you know, comes into play.
Yeah.
On how to like profit off of all this, you know. It's just, I don't know. It's just tough because at the end of the day, they like it.
I'm gonna tell you my rule in esports.
Yeah.
Players, fans,
yes,
and then orgs.
Yeah, because so what I was gonna say, because if it puts you in a spot where you have to decide, do I profit or does my player get what they deserve?
Yeah, your answer has to be the player because
to be the player.
As an owner,
at the end of the
money
day,
is in the exit.
They can make you money.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
and that's what I think a lot of like orgs don't understand is that, and that's why to me the whole prize cut stuff is if your team is playing well, if your team is winning. If your team has incentive to win tournaments, it makes your job as an owner a million times easier.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, now if your team's getting, you know, top six,
would you trade 100% of your winnings for some of your salary, or do you want your salary?
Well, yeah, that's what, you know, it needs to, at the end of the day, like, so if you're an org owner, say you're out of budget, you don't have any more budget to give,
and go out and get a sponsorship.
Well, yeah, go out and get a sponsorship is one thing. The other is, you know, drop your price cut. If you can't pay them more, just increase the price cut. Decrease your price cut, increase the player's cut. Because at the end of the day, the players got two price cuts. They got the org and the
tax man.
The mother-loving IRS. Yes.
That's why Texas is so...
Yeah.
Imagine winning... Wait, so where was this based off? Like, if you won the championship here in Texas, does that mean that you claim it as here, or was that a California prize pool?
This year, like champs this year?
Yeah.
Because shit, I hope it wasn't in California. Shit.
Think about that.
Don't piss me off.
I'm not just trying to raise awareness, but...
No, but... Man, speaking of that, I want to bring up what Tommy and Tish did.
Tommy and Tish.
Yeah. So like our subs,
Yeah.
they originally had like a 5% cut from the week. And we sort of realized this, like, yo, that's $40 change. Like, that's a lot.
A lot, yeah.
That's 50K each.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was 2.5 each.
Yeah, yeah.
5%
Yeah,
combined. But we had them sign an amendment that they didn't need to sign. And, you know, they could have just taken 50K. And be like, you know, whatever.
They were stand-up guys, and they're like,
yeah,
nah, we
they were stand-up guys. They didn't want to, like, I remember Tommy, I completely, you know, because we were gonna get ready the whole entire time.
Yeah.
We were just waiting for his like visa stuff.
Yeah,
to happen.
Yeah.
But Tommy was like, well, I contributed at least a little bit, you know, for the opening events. We were like, oh yeah, you did, like, you know what I mean? And Tommy was actually one of the best coaches I've ever had.
Really?
Tommy, like, I think it was in the final, I think it was when we were playing the Ravens semifinal. We lost like first map, and then the second map, and then he came over and everyone's like, where the hell? Like, what happened? Like, where did he come from? And Tommy just came over. He was like laughing on the mic. We're down 0-2, laughing on the mic. He's like, dude, you won't believe what happened. Like, you can go back and watch that and just laugh and be like, that was insane. That was so unlucky. Like, you guys did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And immediately it was like reset. Like, we were like, all right, next map.
Yeah.
No more bitching about that. No more thinking about it. Like,
So you kept you guys like, that wasn't
yeah, but it was like,
so.
it wasn't like a moaning. It wasn't like a, oh man, you won't believe what happened. It was like, dude, they just got so lucky. Like, you won't believe it. You know, it was one of those that immediately. No, I think it was like a
timing.
Yeah, it was like a Azir Cave yelling at him.
Yeah.
Shop online at the Google Store to get the new Pixel 5. Explore your options to pay over time or trade in your old phone and save. Visit googlestore.com.
Yep.
Someone was running up it while someone went underneath it.
Yeah.
Same time.
Calls every time.
Yeah. But probably one of the best coaches I've ever had. Yeah.
So they said, well, we contributed a little bit, but we don't deserve the full.
Yeah.
I think that's how do you handle that, right? Like,
So we gave Tommy the cut, and then what was really cool was Stro gave him a huge bonus out of the works cut.
Yeah.
So like a huge bonus.
Yeah.
And then I think they're all getting rings too. Yeah. Tommy tweeted out, he's like, I'm the first European with a ring.
Ooh. Tommy. Okay. When you were saying Tommy, I couldn't put Tommy.
Oh yeah. I'm talking about
Yeah.
And
that's dope, man.
Yeah.
Good dude, that guy.
Yeah.
Super good dude.
He kept. You know me. Like, I always make, Euro jokes.
Yeah.
And he was sitting there laughing.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, you know what's funny, right?
Wait, does he agree that food here is better?
Probably. I mean, you gotta be batshit crazy. You gotta be like, you gotta iced coffee.
You gotta be
which one?
One of those DeSerto dudes, right? That defend the money no matter what.
Oh my god. But Tommy's always, great guy. He's always laughing and stuff. You're like me. Whenever you do some PR thing, it's like you're getting asked the same question for 1,000 times. Say something
Yeah, the thing is like I try to do my best, like questions that I think people like. I'll fill in. I'll still do the standard ones. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like the basic ones, just because it's part of the story. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Like for example, on the TMZ fame, I made more money. I think that they.
I got some with TMZ.
You got what?
Funny. Well, you know. Go ahead. You finish.
Well, I thought it was fucking bullshit the way that they turned what a motivational sort of story was into like an evil, fucking heartless little kid that was fucking thrown in their parents' face. You know what I mean? What was that? Remember how you said your parents was like, all right, I'm gonna make more money than you guys this year?
Oh, did they spin that?
I think they made it sound, or maybe I was in a bad mood that day and I read it the wrong way, but like that wasn't like I'm gonna throw it in my parents' fucking face.
No,
you know,
like
it's
a challenge.
Yeah, like a challenge. I'm gonna make them proud by doing this.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I thought that was like super bullshit when they did that. And I don't know if they did it on purpose or not, but I don't know. I think a lot of people take a lot of moments that you have as a human that motivate you to do shit, and they could either take it the right way as like you know, they put themselves in that position.
Dude, you know, man, what did I don't know where I saw this or read this or heard this. You know what? Halfway through the year, I was like, it's not my fault if I offend you. And that's what. But anyway, speaking of TMZ interview, and I talked to him after, and it would have fucking worked. It would have worked. I was streaming at the time, and I'm like, dude, I really don't want to turn my phone off to do this shit. I was like, and Tyler's like, he's about to get off. I'm like, yo, Tyler, they don't know what I look like. Do this shit for me. All you gotta do is just swear occasionally, emphasize dumb things, and like you're good. Like he's got like a voice that like someone looks like a little same hair color. Yeah. So I was like, Tyler, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. He's like really? And then like when it started getting more serious, like all right, this time he's like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. Yeah. But I talked to the TMZ guy after the interview. He had no idea.
He missed out on an opportunity for a good video.
We would have been trolling.
When you put it like that, when you're ruining a good moment, I would have been like, dude, don't get plus kill. It would have been more fun. Yeah. What serves him right? Like, do your fucking research. You know what I mean? Do your research and stop fucking. You know, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there's their job, right?
After they do, I don't know how
well, the title clickbait was.
Oh, I did read the clip. It was bad.
Let your kids play video games. These guys are millionaires. From an earnings perspective, you're all used to and also when you make $1 million, you put tax man, so that's a piece of that.
That's what honestly triggers me. Just a lot is, and I mean, I don't know. This might be a bad take, right? But because one, I'm a pretty average Twitch streamer. You know, I try to interact with my chat as much as possible. But I'm gonna be honest, like the game just, I get absorbed into the game. Like the serious moments, like, dude, that is what sort of, that is honestly what made me like search as trolling in every single way. Is that people were viewing me as the villain in this situation. Like when I was dropped, that I was the villain. And I'm just sitting here in my head like, what? Like I just got fucked over harder than I've ever seen anybody screw. I've been on this team
because we had something fucking dope about to happen, and then two dudes said yes all